My bad. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a bit of a different playlist going on. One of my old songs was in it, I guess. Anyway, how is everybody? I hope good. I don't have much of a professional setup going on with this stream, not like my other streams, just because I haven't really done it a whole lot, but I do plan to do a stream like once every Wednesday, something like that. So, yeah, let me see if I got the correct display here. I do indeed. Okay, real quick, let me bring that off screen so I'm not exposing a bunch of people's emails. I've taken a look at a few shorts, and some of them are good, some of them are not. You know how it is. We're gonna figure it out together, though. Nah, that none of them are terrible or anything. Just it's about clarity. We could be a little less confusing, and that's what I'm here to help you with. Cool, great, awesome. Let's get started. I have. This is how professional this setup. You know what? I can't show it. Maybe I can. I have 3 buttons here on my stream deck. One is to mute audio, and then one switches from this to this. That's it. That's all I got. So we're going bare bones on this one. But for some reason, that is not okay. There we. Yeah, it's not showing because I have it zoomed in. If I were to grab, yeah, you could see my. There we go. All right, so let's just bring up the first one, I guess. Oh, we got more coming in. Oh no. Oh no. I thought I'd be able to get to all of them, but now I'm not so sure. But yeah, normally I just go through all of them, but depending on how many come in, we might have to start grabbing random ones with Dan's tool from vidIQ. So let's just start with the first one, though. This one is Will's. Let's start with Will's. Will Oates.
This guy pulls into the car.
I'm assuming that a lot of people like say something oat related about your last name, right? Just because it's Oaten. And maybe that's not your last name. Maybe it's a nickname, but like oatmeal or something. I don't know. Anyway, all right. And then I need to move my chat off of that screen over here. That way I can actually see what the hell you guys are saying. All right, everything good? You guys can hear everything just fine? We all good? We're good to do this for a couple hours? Hello? Why aren't you guys saying anything? Man, you guys are silent. Okay. Like I said, this is bare. This is like the first time I'm doing this, so I'm not sure where everything. I'm not sure where everything is comfortable for me yet. Okay, this is fine. Cool. Delay. Yeah, I know. I know there's a delay. There's gonna be. Normally what I do when I open my stream is I'll play it on my phone, which plays through my glasses, and so I know how long the delay is. It's about 25 seconds. So if you send me something, give me 25 seconds to answer it back. Cool. All right. Let's watch Will's, and I think your chat might be delayed. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I was just making fun of the fact that I can't hear you guys physically because that's not how live streams work unless you have text to speech. So let's go ahead and play Will's, and we'll break into these. Now there's 18.
Car park when he spots someone he doesn't want. This guy pulls into the car park when he spots someone he doesn't want to see. His ex-wife is walking out the store, so he quickly backs his car into the closest space to avoid her. But that's when he realizes he's made a huge mistake. He's parked his car right next to hers. Now she's walking across the parking lot towards him. That's when he decides to duck down and hide. But as he does, the car starts to move. And that's when the car runs his ex-wife over. Turns out he forgot to put the car in park. This guy pulls into the car park when he spots someone he doesn't.
Okay, I didn't see that coming. So that was good. All right, so the one the one, and I'm gonna focus on this a lot because I saw some other shorts that did this too. There's a part in it that made me feel comfortable watching it, and it's when you stop moving it. Sorry, when you stop moving it so much, and it is like when it focuses just on him. I'll point it out, and then I'll go back and point out what I'm not trying to see.
This guy pulls into the car park when he spots someone he doesn't want to see. His ex-wife is walking out the store, so he quickly backs.
Right here is when it starts to get comfortable because like it kind of maintains focus on the thing that it's talking about. But up till that, it seemed like it was moving around a whole lot. And a lot of you guys that have done the course and are in the Real Creators community, you're having a tough time stopping the Bezier curve. When it's hard to explain, but when I move my camera in Blender, I like select the keyframes and I right click and I go to the interpolation or whatever it's called and I select linear. And then that's how I know that the camera will stop and it won't do all this bullshit and it won't move around on its own. And so a lot of you are dealing with that. And there's another one later on that I'll point it out. But when you have like so much movement in your camera and it seems like you're fighting it, and you'll add another keyframe and then it starts doing shit that like is totally unexpected and you don't know what's going on, talk to me in Discord and I'll show you exactly what's going on there. But yeah, that's a pain. And I don't know if that's something that you were trying to do, Will, but it seems like your Bezier. Yeah, okay, you have issues with that. Okay. Yeah, so that is a problem. It sucks.
This guy pulls into the car park when he spots someone he doesn't want to see.
Like how it pushed in and then it kind of like pushed too far past his face and went slightly left. Yeah, that's what you're dealing with.
Give me your money.
Oh, sorry. Here, let me show you real quick just to make this easy and we'll get back to the shorts. This isn't going to apply to everybody, but it's going to apply to a lot of you. And so let's just freaking do this. All right, so let's just jump in with like a cube and that's what we're focused on. All right, now if I back the camera up this far, press I. All right, now here is my, sorry, I forgot. I gotta change this up a little bit. There. Here is my little keyframe, and then I'm gonna like push in towards it. And then I like want to just like slowly push in more. So I want it to speed up and then start to slow down, right? So I'm gonna hit I again, and then I'm gonna push it to kind of where I want it to like be really, that's where I want it to stop. And I'll hit I again. Now, if I were to drag this keyframe over here, then we know that it'll be fast here and then it'll start to slow down. And once you start moving it to curve and stuff like that, you're going to have this craziness going on. And so, like, yeah, you'll see it's like it moves a lot on its own. And what I do is I'll grab down here, select them all, right click, interpolation, and do linear. And so when I want things to slow down, I'll just hit like, say from here to the end is too fast. I'll put a keyframe right here and then I'll drag that one out to slow it down. And that's how I control it that way. And then if I want it to slow down even more, I'll hit I and then I'll drag this one out further. And that's how I control the speed of it without depending on the Bezier curves. And so that's the easiest way to do it. But once you really get into the NLA curve design and stuff like that, you'll be a pro. But that's just the quickest way to avoid all the fucking craziness is to select them all, right click, interpolation, linear, and then like make it slow down on your own, because it'll go and it'll stop exactly at the exact same consistent speed that you want it to. And then get used to that first and then start adding the Bezier. It does it by default, the Bezier curves. It's so annoying. Anyway, yeah. I missed John on VidIQ. I was just on the VidIQ stream yesterday. I guess you missed that. A lot of people were like, "Is John back?" No, I'm not. I just
this guy.
I just do things. All right.
This guy pulls into the car park when he spots someone.
Yeah, and so when you fix that camera issue, like
this guy pulls into.
Okay, you've kind of pointed. You've gotten it to where you want it to be, but you know, like his face is too high, right? You want him to be in that sweet
the
spot.
car park when he spots.
And like now it like pulled back a little bit. And so I have a feeling a lot of your issues are just this camera thing. And once you get that taken care of, honestly, I don't see a whole lot. You've gotten so good at this. Honestly, I think your haphazard camera shit is like the only thing that's turning me off.
Car into the closest space to avoid her, but that's when he realizes he's made a huge mistake.
Yeah, it seems like everything that's wrong with it, it's just been you struggling with getting the camera to stop at the exact spot you want it to. And like when you finally got it stopped, son of a bitch, I need to turn this whisper flow off. I hate this little button down here. It's always in the way. Okay, so it seems like when you actually finally have the camera stopped and you start to move it, like in minimal ways, you nail it. You get it perfect. But when it's these big movements, you're struggling with that. So yeah. I was told you were Screen Rants on the vidIQ stream. No, I'm not Screen Rant. Screen Rant is a different channel completely.
He's parked his car right next to hers. Now
yeah, and so when you did this, like
right next to
you go over to her car and it should like the camera stops
hers,
but then it like starts moving again, and that's the stuff you deal with. Outside of that, man, it seems like it's a funny
now she's walking
story.
Across the park.
Yeah, even the camera being slightly in front of her seems like it's still that issue.
Now she's walking across the parking lot towards him. That's when he decides to.
Yeah, so normally if this wasn't a Blender thing, I would be pointing out that you need to put stuff in the eye line and you need to keep the focus in the exact spot it needs to be the whole time, so it's hard to, or so it's not difficult for the viewer to watch. But I know what you're actually struggling with because you took the course. So yeah, it's a pain in the ass. But the story itself, I think it's really funny. Let me go back to the script real quick.
This guy pulls into the car park when he spots someone he doesn't want to see. His ex-wife is walking out the store, so he quickly backs his car into the closest space to avoid her. But that's when he realizes he's made a huge mistake. He's parked his car right next to hers. Now she's walking across the parking lot towards him. That's when he decides...
Yeah, I don't really have much negative to say about the script. I mean, it's not the exact way I would write it, but you're also not adding a bunch of crap that you don't need to. So honestly, just fix the camera issue and then we'll see where it goes from there. I think that's probably what hurts most viewers, is they're just kind of like struggling to know where to look. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. Will, hopefully that helped you out a little bit. This next one is the short before it follows the same format but did a lot better. Oh, okay.
This man destroyed $1 billion industry with the tools in his shed, but it took 5,126 prototypes, 1.2 million in debt, and 5 years to accomplish this. One weekend when vacuuming, the bag in his vacuum got full. At this time, bag vacuums were the standard. He looked for a new bag and couldn't find one, so he opened the bag, emptied it out, and taped it back up. And when turning on the device, he found
still no suction. So I thought, that's odd. I thought vacuum, it didn't suck because the bag was full. I suddenly realized the bag was empty and something else was at play here. And I emptied it up. I took the gaffer tape off.
Okay, so I know this story because there's a channel called Founders that's like huge on Founders, right? And this is James Dyson, the guy who did Dyson vacuums. So you have several different stories. Like, this is a real difficult habit to get out of. But it seems like you want to tell a story, but also you want to do 3 different hooks before the story starts. And so there's some things that you could just let me go through it again and I'll point it out.
This man destroyed $1 billion industry with the tools in his shed.
Okay, this man destroyed $1 billion industry with the tools in his shed. That's a pretty cool hook, but it's not, like, visually it's not very powerful because it's just circling his face. And I do want to see the other one that you're talking about because it would help to compare them to say, hey, here's what you did right with that last one.
This man shipped 80 tons of ice to the Caribbean, and every bit of it melted because of
Okay, so this one, you are showing stuff more visually, but you're starting like in the middle of the story. Or you're starting with the story rather than a hook. This man, yeah,
this $120,000 loss in today's money.
yeah. So with this one, you preface the story by saying this is what he did with $1 billion industry, and then with the other one, you start like this man shipped ice and it all melted. So.
This man destroyed $1 billion industry with the tools in his shed, but it took 5,126 prototypes, 1.2 million in debt, and 5 years to accomplish this.
It's not a terrible hook. I guess really when I first watched this, I got through that. So the hook is fine. I would personally speed it up if you could.
One weekend when
and show what you're actually talking about. We have 3 different pictures in the first 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 7 to 8 seconds. So
this man destroyed $1 billion industry with the tools in his shed.
Yeah, that should be showing something more. I think that's really. I'm just not as interested in it unless you're showing the shed
but
itself.
It took 5,126 prototypes, 1.2 million in debt, and 5 years to accomplish this. One weekend when vacuuming, bagging his.
Yeah. So you saying it took this many prototypes or whatever, I think that could come in later in the story. So this man destroyed $1 billion industry with the tools in his shed. Then you start the story, right? But you did a double hook, and you didn't need to. If you're going to do a double hook, do one visual, one audio, and one caption, and that's like the triple hook. That's what I teach. But you did 2 hooks back to back, and so that's the difference right there. When I say a double hook, I didn't mean what you did. So, yeah, this man destroyed $1 billion industry with the tools in his shed one day, and that's how you go from there. But yeah, you oversold it. Right? Like you tried to sell it twice. And then when you get, by the way, I think it would be worth it to start with this man. I'm really interested in this, so give me a sec.
This man destroyed $1 billion industry.
Why is the, I don't want to pick it apart, but there's like a page turning and I don't see a page. It doesn't make sense to me.
This man destroyed $1 billion industry with the tools in his shed.
So the way I would have started this out was this man destroyed $1 billion industry as it pulls out and shows his garage or his shed or whatever. And then when I would say the tools in a shed, I would go to this next picture and then like you could, I don't know, go down to it or whatever. I only say that because this doesn't obviously look like a vacuum to me. But if it does to other people, then I almost wouldn't use this image. Like you don't want to give away the story too early. And so then you get into, well, you show your face, which I think is cool. Like you let the viewer know what to expect when you show a little bit of a talking head in there, which is totally fine. And I think that's one reason why Founders doesn't do so well. They do a lot of imagery, but it doesn't show the guy at all. And so I feel like people can't connect to it enough. I was going to show you, but it doesn't really matter. So you say one day this man was vacuuming, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to the part where James is talking and hold on, let's get to that real quick.
Accomplish this. One weekend when vacuuming, bagging his vacuum got full. At this time, bag vacuums were the standard. He looked for.
Not relevant. At this time, bag vacuums were the standard. Like it doesn't really matter. People, they're just listening to a story, right? I know that you might think that that's important because people might ask, well, why didn't he just use a Dyson vacuum? Right, but nobody's gonna ask that. It's ridiculous to think that they might.
For a new bag and couldn't find one, so he opened the bag, emptied it out, and taped it back up. And when turning on the
okay, so the details of the bag and how it fucked up, I would keep it to one sentence. Like it just one day he's vacuuming and then his vacuum breaks and he digs into it and realizes it kept getting clogged. And so he fixed it with duct tape or whatever.
Device he found.
Still no suction. So I thought that's odd. I thought, fair.
And then still no suction or whatever. Dude, this is 30 fucking seconds of a clip that's not yours. Like, that's not good. I would use maybe 1 or 2 lines intermittently with something that he says and then move on with the story.
After realizing how inefficient the bagged vacuum was, he thought back to a cyclone he helped make that used.
That is great. I love the visual there. I think that's brilliant. And honestly, it should be at like second 20, if anything. Like, that's how fast your story needs to be told. And the reason I'm giving you these pointers is because what you've made here is a long form video. And people, like, I wouldn't be picking it apart so much if it was a long form, because people are primed to listen to all these details. But because it's a short form, you have to cut so much, even stuff that you might think is relevant for entertainment purposes. And yeah, I would probably try to craft the hook in a way to have something at the end that needs to be revealed. And the problem with this story is you can't just say, actually, you know what? What I would do is I would reveal at the end that he's James Dyson Vacuums, right? Because even seeing his face or whatever, people aren't going to connect those dots. And that's how Dyson Vacuums came to be, right? And so up until that moment, you shouldn't say the word Dyson. I don't actually know if you do or not. But yeah, I would also block Hoover in the beginning. And so it's like not so obvious that it's the opposite of Hoover, it's Dyson. Yeah, I know that was a lot, dude. Yeah, and then the ending seems to build up and you crush it at the end. And so everything in the middle, you really just need to take to the chopping block. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. There's just so much going on in there that people are leaving big time. I want to see this other one.
He would spend the next 10 years in and out of jail and secretly hide from the police while he conducted dozens of experiments to find what material keeps.
Okay, I don't know. You have the chops of a good storyteller. You built so much tension in that, but you didn't do that for James, right? Like, this dude's hiding from the police. How can you use the details of the Dyson? Did he make the Dyson sphere? Not yet. Almost. How can you, like, what details of James Dyson
accomplish this? One weekend when vacuums to accomplish 1.2 million in debt and 5 years.
1.2 million in debt, I guess is that it's just not as strong with the first bit on there.
5,126 prototypes, 1.2 million in debt, and 5 years to accomplish this. One weekend when vacuuming.
Yeah. So the problem with you saying it that way makes the viewer realize that, oh, well, he did it. He accomplished it, right? Like, it doesn't put him in the story situation of his conflict. It's like, well, he did accomplish it. He went through a bunch of shit, but he did it. Now let's talk about it. And it's like, well, why do I care, right? I already know that he did it. So holding the Dyson thing back until the very end and, like, really hammering on the conflicts that he was going on in the beginning, I think that might help you a lot. Of course, cut out all the shit, right? Just, like, keep it to the most entertaining parts. And the most entertaining parts are the things that people can connect with, the conflicts. And as soon as, like, one question gets answered, make another one. Like, that's really what I do. Try to pay attention to how you view shorts, and, like, the way that I do it is I'll just watch shorts, and if I stay through one, I'll ask myself, like, what made me stay? I'll go back through and realize, oh, that built tension. Oh, that raised a question that I really needed answering. Otherwise, I would have left. Like, that sort of stuff. So pay attention to your own viewing habits. That really, really helps. Yeah, I gotta move on to another one, but hopefully that helped, man. That one is really, really cool, and your channel's promising. I really love the founder stories. Storied knowledge. Ba-na-bam-ba-da-bam-bam. If you have any questions,
A man was at a
that last one, I don't know your name, but if you have any questions, Adam, in the description, there's something that says the Discord. Join the Discord and like hit me up and hit everybody else up in there and just ask like, hey, what would you do here? I really want to give you more than what I can here. So yeah.
Bag in his vacuum got
train station when he saw what he thought was a man was at a train station when he saw what he thought was a beautiful woman.
Okay.
But since it was crowded, he had to lean forward to find out.
Why am I interested, dude?
That's when he met eyes with the most beautiful woman he ever saw. Thinking he was caught, he tried to play it off as her eyes widened and she raised a finger. Confused, he turned his head around and a man was at a
All right. I am really confused on this one.
train station when he saw what he thought was a beautiful woman. But since it was crowded, he had to lean forward to find out.
I think that, dude, honestly, everything is great except for the arrangement of the story. There's no hook in it, right? I don't know what. You haven't brought up a question. Like the only question I could think is she really hot? And that's not really something that you made me think. It's just like it's the only thing I could think, right? And so, yeah, I wasn't invested in the story because there's nothing to get invested into. And so, yeah.
That's when he met eyes with the most beautiful woman he ever saw.
So, the ending is great, though. Yeah, some shorts are just comedy, and I love it. Yeah, we're talking about the storytelling here. I just think that you really gotta ramp up that story,
Thinking he was caught.
or ramp up the hook a little bit. I mean, man, I hope you sent me another one because that one's like there was no hook in it, so I don't have much to say about it. I think that the animation's brilliant. Have you put anything else on this channel?
A woman was walking down the street and saw a cute baby.
Oh, what a cute little baby you have.
Cute aggression is the urge to squeeze or bite things we think are cute without wanting to actually.
Dude, that one would absolutely kill. Hold on. Okay. So, if this... Hold on.
Oh, what a
Okay. So, at second 3, the audio starts on this one. But if you started that audio with her walking up, oh, what a cute baby you have, and then it goes to the shot
Oh, what a
with her looking down at it, you cut out just that little bit in the front. I honestly think this would have gone like super viral.
cute little baby you have.
It's just milliseconds that shouldn't be in here, right? It is very, very...
Cute aggression is the urge to squeeze or bite things we think are cute without wanting to actually hurt them. Over.
Yeah, and then I would probably cut it right here. And I know that the short would only be like 8 seconds long, but dude, it would just... The timing would just be so good. I honestly think you'd get a couple million off that. Oh, man. That one was so good. I did not expect that at all.
A woman was sitting at her desk when.
Did you fart?
Darla, keep it together.
Get the spray.
I don't know where it is.
Okay, yeah, yeah. There's just not a whole lot of tension or curiosity there for me. Man, honestly, you have everything. It's just storytelling. I really... it's the hook, really. That's it. Like, just make me ask something. What's the question? Person farts, and then she said, "Did you fart?" Like, what am I asking as a viewer? You've made me not curious about anything, dude. And that's really the problem with most of this stuff. Back in the originals that you had, there was one. I think you were closer before, but your timing is better now, right? When it comes to storytelling. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. The fucking cute aggression thing is so funny, dude. Okay, next one. Levi. I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of myself for creating him.
This Karen
Just kidding. Hey, Explore Scope Media. Just submit the fucking thing. It's in the description.
got destroyed by a company policy she fought for. Every time someone touched the thermostat, it drove her nuts. This Karen got destroyed by a company policy she fought for.
Too confusing.
This Karen got destroyed by a company policy she fought for.
Imagine a kid watching this, because really, like, your target demographic is a lot younger than you probably think it is. And the Karen, she fought for something. I can't remember what you said. I know it was office related. But just me having difficulty remembering what the words are, that's the problem with this. I guarantee that the wording of that hook is just a little too confusing for the average dummy, right?
Every time someone touched the thermostat, it drove her nuts.
I think had you started with every time a person touched the thermostat, it drove this woman nuts or whatever. But I would have said every time someone changed the temperature, right? And then you actually show the dial going from like 74, which is unreasonably warm, to 69, which is perfect. Then, yeah. So that's what I would have done.
She snapped and complained to HR. She demanded the temperature be locked in place for productivity. HR agreed, mostly to shut her up. But then the company hired a new...
I don't think anything else has been said that's like way too difficult to understand. This is office themed, so you're going to have words like HR and stuff like that, and words like productivity, but I think it's still understandable.
Employee and had to move her to a new cubicle near the door. When the door opened, a sudden blast of icy air hit her like a wall. She froze, then panicked, scrambling for a way to get warm. She brought in a space...
Yeah, I think I'm not so invested in this one. Like, the story just keeps going and going, and it doesn't feel like there's a payoff coming. I think there's a reason why this one didn't perform as well as the others, and at some point you can't lean on how amazing your animation is with a story that's not so powerful. Dude, I'd let it go. Honestly, just like, I mean, you're probably not going to do anything else with this one, but just know that there's probably not much to do anyway. It's just a story issue. But yeah, outside of that, of course, everything looks great. This is better than anything I've animated. I think, yeah, hopefully that helps you a little bit. Animation's incredible as always. Okay, Andre Stewart. Let's do this one. I already know what I'm going to say about this one.
He tried to say 5 seconds, but it cost him his whole morning.
First of all, I didn't realize that, but something's hidden in the back. What is that? Oh, chicken jockey.
Seconds, but it cost him his whole morning. This guy was rushing to a meeting, but when he saw a woman running for the elevator, he didn't hold the door. He looked her in the eyes and smashed the close button. So at the last second, she jammed her hand in. She walked in smiling because she had a plan. She didn't say a word. She pressed every single floor's button and then stepped out on level 2. He tried to say 5.
Okay. I don't think that the punchline was delivered as powerful as it could have been, but by the way, this looks so much better than the bike stealing one. Like, this is unbelievably improved. Dude, this is so much better. The only issue, the glaring issue to me right now, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. Because you keep moving it so, like, back and forth so fast that I'm like, where am I supposed to fucking look? If you want me to pay attention to the dude that you point at, leave it on his face for 2 seconds, right? And then like make a hard cut. You don't have to move your camera to every single thing. You can make hard cuts, and it makes things a lot easier to understand because his face is here and then suddenly your face is here as you're saying the next thing. You don't have to go back and forth. Like, if anything, don't until you get real good at it, right? Yeah. So as I'm watching, I'm like, okay, at first I'm like, all right, I'm looking at your face, right?
He tried to say,
and now I'm looking at his face, and I'm assuming it's going to stay on his face so I can actually get awareness of my surroundings, but
5 seconds.
oh shit, okay, back to you. All right, I can handle that.
Cost him his whole morning.
And then it's like, oh,
This guy
okay,
was
back to,
rushing
oh, okay, what the fuck now? Right? You understand how difficult it is to watch? That's what's going on. And I honestly, I think that that's going to cause a lot of people to bail right after that tornado of camera just happened.
A meeting, but when he saw a woman running for the
and then it follows him in, and then it cuts back to you again, and it's difficult to know what to pay attention to. So my advice is at least leave something on there for 2 seconds so people can understand what they're looking at. Okay?
the elevator, he didn't hold the door.
And also, don't think you have to show everything. That was I made that mistake once when I was doing the John Scott stuff. I remember I kept doing more and more, but I called it out before I uploaded it. I realized, oh, something's not right here. And I think I cut out me being in the middle of it, and I just kept the animation going, and I think it got a couple million views or something after that. So sometimes you just gotta cut. Just cut stuff. Clarity is better than like quantity of context, right? Right. The narrator could be on screen like an overlay. You could. I would prefer not, but that's just my style. But you definitely can. There's another one on here that actually did do that, but let's move on. Andres, hopefully that helped you. Moving on
This
to
is why
Jonah.
YouTube Shorts get stuck at low views. So when YouTube pushes out YouTube Shorts on the feed, it does...
Okay, Jonah, I did actually see this today, so I'm glad you submitted it. That way I get to talk about it.
This is why YouTube Shorts get stuck at low views. So when YouTube pushes out YouTube Shorts on the feed, it does several tests to see how people will react to the short. To start, YouTube will show the video to 100 people, and if they like it, YouTube will show that short to 300 people, then 500, then 1,000, then 3,000, 5,000, 15,000, and then finally 30,000. And that is the last test the YouTube algorithm will do before it shows your short to 100,000 people. I'm stuck at 30,000 views, so right now I'm trying to work on the ideation and the presentation of my shorts, like changing where the cameras are placed or changing the topic of my short entirely. But before you leave, if you have any suggestions on how I can make my shorts better, maybe leave a comment.
Thank you.
Explosion! This
Okay. One thing I really like the originality of saying explosion. Like, that's cool. I haven't seen people do that, but I did like it. All right, couple things to point out. Forced. Let's look at mine to see why it did better than yours. My shorts seem to average around 20 to 30k views. Is 30k view jail a real thing? Yes, it is, but it's not a punishment. YouTube will give you a certain amount of impressions. Okay, so me saying it's not a punishment probably didn't, it doesn't really matter. People just want to know why the fuck it's happening. And I think making it easy to understand with this graph thing going on is like impressions up to 100, and if you get a certain amount of engagement within that 100 impressions, it'll give you more up to 300. Pass that test, it'll go up to 500, then 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 15,000, 20, and then 30. Okay, so also I explained it a lot faster than you did, I believe, at least the numbers. And so the showing the graph thing, people are used to seeing that in the analytics, and I think that that's really why it connected with so many people. And you're just showing numbers, and also the stuff that you show, I feel like it would perform better if you cut away from yourself instead of having things like go on screen. And it's difficult for me to like, okay, you now this thing, now you now this thing. But if you were to just show like the things that you're talking about, actual things like analytics or whatever, instead of just numbers, I think this would perform a lot better. and it would add credibility to the things that you're saying, because otherwise it just seems like you're another dude talking about shit that everybody talks about, right? The reason that I had credibility, for those that don't know who I am and know that I came from vidIQ, there's this question. Somebody asked me, like, it's immediate, okay, somebody's asking this guy a question, he must know what he's talking about. And that can easily be faked. I did fake that. I didn't fake the question, but I took the person that asked it, Curious Rondel, it was actually a part of a forum. And so I took that part of the forum and I made it into a YouTube comment instead, and I added 14 likes to it. And so, yeah, Curious Rondel, he did ask me this because he was one of the people that I reviewed. I did a creator breakdown for him. And, yeah, and that's actually where this video came from too. But, yeah, see, like, even that part is kind of, it's obviously, like, photoshopped, right? And so, yeah, that immediately added credibility to my thing, and so I think that that's what made it pop a bit more, but I was also showing the stuff that I was talking about. Oh, and there's some fucking gold play button bullshit behind me, so yeah, I think that would help out a lot, and then I would probably say this could...
300 people. This is why YouTube Shorts get stuck at low views. So when YouTube pushes out YouTube Shorts on the feed, it does several tests.
Okay, here's why your shorts get stuck, right? That is a better hook than what you said, because I just made it about you now, and you can make it about the viewer. So here's why your shorts get stuck under 1,000 or whatever. Here's why your shorts views keep getting stuck. Ooh, that's better. Do that one. That one would do a lot better than here's just why this general information happens, right?
To see how people will react to the short. To start, YouTube will show the video to 100 people, and if they like it, it does several tests to see how people will react to the short.
Okay, instead of saying it does several tests, I'm just giving you the sauce here for any type of business. Try to make it a mechanism, or try to come up with your own vocabulary of it, as long as it makes sense. I would do, it does what I call impression tests, or impression cues, or something like that, where it is doing tests on their impressions. So if you call it impression test, it makes it a little more credible than just saying it does this sort of like tests on audience. You know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from this, but it's just another thing that you could do to add credibility.
To start, YouTube will show the video to 100 people, and if they like it, YouTube will show that short to 300 people.
And if they like it, isn't as detailed as a ratio, right? If this amount of people like it more, or you could say, the reality is it's got to be over like 75% or something like that. If over 75% of those impressions engage or watch to a certain point, like, I don't know the details because nobody knows the details, but that is how it works. So you could get a little more intricate with like how that is instead of if they like it, right? And so all these details that I've just given you, you have to find a good balance. You don't have to use all of them, but you have to get a good balance in there to give yourself some credibility. Right now, it just kind of seems like a cartoony explaining it to a kid kind of thing. And just doing that, you won't be able to compete. That's really the issue there. That said, I think it's fine. I mean, obviously, I think the topic is cool because I made one too, but yeah. Give me just 1 second here. There we go. Okay. Let me go back to all this. Yo, John, shorts jail, not bad. Smoother camera, movements, or hard cuts. Someone know how to reply to my question. I have analytics. Man, I think you were the person. Okay, you guys are helping them. All right, good. Because it's difficult for me to be able to get to everybody. Hey, man, crazy to see you here. My channel is not in English. My videos gathered 100,000 views. Just submit the channel. All right, cool. So let's move on. Yeah, we've got 34 now. Jace, we got Jace. Is Jace still here? I see him occasionally. Jace came from vidIQ.
Your sky will get lighter and lighter.
I'm not getting lighter and lighter because of your head.
Lens can lead the eye toward the center of the painting.
You're gonna need a lot of things to draw people's eye. Boss's head is now becoming the mountain it needed to be. Are these happy mountains?
Okay, so
Bad mountains, Bob.
all right, I keep hitting mute because I don't know if that song is going to give me a copyright bullshit. So basically you're doing a painting like Bob Ross tutorial, but also giving your commentary. First of all, it's not embarrassing. What you're doing is just something that a lot of YouTubers do, right? They do the same thing. You know what? Screw it. I'll take the copyright. Let's listen to the thing.
Mountains, Bob. Mountains are... Are they sad mountains, Bob? It needed to be. Are these happy mountains? Are they sad mountains, Bob?
Okay. First, you need subtitles, all right? Because some of the stuff that you say is funny, but are these happy mountains or are they sad mountains, Bob? That's funny, right? Because the people who watch Bob Ross, they know that look at these happy trees, right? And so, yeah, I would definitely make sure your subtitles are popping up right here as you're saying them, and like a lot of the silence could be cut out of this, the stuff that you're not saying. And like, just keep in mind the things that you're painting and the things that you're saying, you're not a real person, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if the audio lines up perfectly. So try to get it as concise as possible to be as funny as possible, because people are only going to give you so many seconds before they swipe to the next thing. So really, you want to lead with the strongest foot forward. Basically, that's what you need to do. This is 43 seconds of a person that I can't connect with because it's not a human being. So you better be funny as fuck, right? So make 2 or 3 jokes, make sure the subtitles are there, and then move on. And then make another one, but this could have been like 2 or 3 shorts instead, right? And so if people actually get through this thing, then more of your stuff will pop up for them, and I think that that'll give you a better chance to show up.
The mountains, Bob. Mountains are not cake.
Okay, also, you want to show what Bob says. Like, it seems like you and Bob are having a conversation, which is really funny. So I would do that with the subtitles, like, you know, Bob and then Jace, right? I didn't know if that was actually your name on here. And then it looks like you have cut out, like, the stuff that people need to be seeing is, like, off the edge here. And so these are little things that you need to do to improve the video itself. And I don't know if it's difficult because you're in front of it or if that's like a separate layer, but if it's a separate layer, it would make it a whole lot easier, and you could actually center the things that are important in the center where they should be.
Oops, I may not touch that right here.
All right, so that's pretty cool. I would anybody know what that one, man, what's that what's that one animation YouTuber that's like the PNG tour, but it looks like a Pokemon? We talked about him at the last one, the last live stream. I can't remember. It's like one word. What the hell is that thing's name? I'll find him real quick. But I would focus on what he does, and like, he does a lot of updates and news and stuff like that. I always want to call him Atozy, but it's not Atozy. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. So just shout it out. Royal Pear, thank you. Real sad smile. Yeah, Royal Pear. Check out Royal Pear and see how that dude goes about it. Yeah, because Royal Pear, the editor for Royal Pear was in here asking for advice. That's what it was. Maybe they're in here now. But anyway, this is pretty cool. I like the reaction thing. Make sure to get the subtitles out there, what Bob says, what you say. Make sure to center the things that need to be centered so people can see what context is there, what you're actually talking about. And then for future reference, like for stories that you want to tell or news or whatever, check out Royal Pear, how they attack content. That's what you should be doing too, especially if like you love this character that you're doing. It seems like you're doing a lot more with it, so just, yeah, take that however you want it. Hello. All right, let's move on. Number 8, it's Scarlet. I say, oh my god. I say their emails out loud like it's their freaking channel. Sorry.
Guess the fruit and...
Okay, well, Scarlet is the name. All right. This one is a little different because I don't know what the fuck it's about, but let's see.
Guess the fruit and win the prize. This fruit is very cheap and almost nobody is trading for it. It has an awakening which is not that hard to get, not really good for grinding on 2nd and 3rd C, but it is great on 1st C. It is also great for PvP but for only skilled players. Lastly, this fruit can fly. Comment down below if you guessed.
Did you say 3rd and then 3rd?
And 3rd C, but it is great 2nd and really good for grinding on 2nd and 3rd C. Really good for that hard to get. Not really good for grinding on 2nd and 3rd C, but it is great on 1st C.
It says not great for 2nd and 3rd, but it is great for 3rd. Does somebody make some fucking sense of that? It sounds like you say 1st, but your subtitles say 3rd. So that probably means you're not doing the subtitles yourself. If that's the case, I would double check those because it also sounds like you say this with your accent, but they're writing these, These. So something to consider, dude. I know this is real difficult because I don't know what the context of any of this is, but your accent is difficult for me to understand. You want to be as clear as possible with those subtitles. And if somebody else is doing them for you or you're getting AI to do it or whatever, you owe it to yourself to do the due diligence of making sure they're correct. So, that said, the way that this is presented, I'm not so distracted by shit. I bet this did pretty good. Even though I don't know what it's about, I'm assuming it did good. Let's see. Guess the fruit and win the prize. Is that it? 6,200? Only 1% can guess that. Hold on. Guess the fruit and win a prize. Part 67. Part 67. Yeah, that's it. Wait, no, this one says part 67 too. And this one. Why are you using the same fucking title for all of them? Like, this is the kind of shit that I'm not saying you'll get banned or anything because you might. Hold on, let's make sure it's not the same shit.
Guess the fruit and win the prize.
Hold on. This is the exact, I clicked on the exact one. I just want to make sure that they're not all like this. Give me a sec.
Guess the fruit and win the prize. This fruit is great for grinding and it's also pretty nice for...
This fruit is great for grinding.
Guess the fruit and win the prize. This fruit is very cheap.
Okay, so they are different. All right, so it's a format, and you're just doing part 67 on all of them just because it's funny, and I bet you get a shitload of engagement out of that. So it's smart. I can see why you're doing it. Yeah, because 67. Yeah, I can see why you're doing that. There's honestly no rule against using the same title over and over again. It's just very difficult to build anything with longevity or worthwhile as far as a community goes. But you do you. I mean, it's working for you. I don't know how to improve upon this because it's like chaotic and stupid to me. No offense to you. I'm 36. Like, that's why. I just have no idea what the fuck this is. But for other people, they love it. I mean, that one had what, 97,000? So I think as long as you're very clear with the things that you're saying, it seems to be working well for you. Honestly, I don't know what else there is, but keep coming back, because at some point this might fizzle out and you might be looking for new formats. And I hope whatever the fuck this is, there's somebody else in the Discord that could be like, hey, here's what I do. Normally I would go when I would look for a channel similar to this and find like what they do. I don't think it's going to help me here. So hopefully what I said helped, and just keep it up, I guess. It seems like the stuff that you're showing isn't distracting them from... If I were going to do it, I'd be more obvious, kind of like how Royal Pair is with what they show, being in the front. Guess this and win the prize. Whatever. What's the prize? Can you tell me what that is? I'm going to look up Royal Pair so I can just show you exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
This is my friend Ish. A lot of people say he's made the greatest Minecraft video of all time. But how much does he actually know about the game? Which of these 5...
Yeah, it seems like there's just not a whole lot going on.
And win the prize. This fruit is very cheap and almost nobody is...
Yeah, you know what? I can't even say that. You're not doing stuff that's very distracting, especially for your audience. I'd say just keep it up, and when this format fails, if it ever does, then come to the Discord and see what we can do. I'll try to help you research something. Until then, just make sure you get those subtitles squared away. All right. Competing with millions of YouTuber kids. Yep, that's what you got. Is the fruit an apple? I think it was something called fire fruit, if I'm not mistaken.
Who are you? I'm Al Gore. I invented the internet. Do you want me to change the feel of it?
Of what?
The Al Gore rhythm? Celebrate good times. Come on.
Who are you?
I'm Al Gore.
Why? What the fuck, dude? Okay. I'm mad because I have nothing to say. No, it's not AI. Are you crazy? I have nothing to say about this. Like, I guess it is so stupid that it hits me in the funny bone. I love it. The Al Gore rhythm. I think it's fucking hilarious. Honestly, I know you're not looking for the same thing everybody else is when you submit something like this, so I have no idea what to give you as far as YouTube advice. Outside of, like, you could change the delivery of the joke and make it faster, but, like, don't you think that'll ruin it? I really don't think I could give you anything that would fucking make it better, right? Because if you do cater your comedy to what the mainstream prefers, I don't think it hits the same way. And also, like, Joel, if he did that, Joel Haver, if he did that too, if he catered it to the mainstream, I don't think he would be as big as he is. Do I want him to fuck no, I don't want him to change anything. I think that all he has to do is just keep making stuff. Yeah, he's boring as a character. Yeah, makes sense. All you gotta do is just keep making stuff, man. This is one of those things, like, you're a unicorn, and eventually people will start believing you exist. just keep creating. Oh, man. What?
That's not funny.
What?
It was great seeing you, Steve Jobs. One more thing. I made this for you.
Of course. Fucking Forrest Gump does everything.
I call it an iPod.
I think that's different.
It was great.
That's different. Yeah, this is good, man. What? Hold on.
Hey, Adam Sandler. What's the deal with you? What have you been up to? Hey, Jerry. Good to see you again. I hope you're doing okay. I'm okay. I got a new movie for Netflix where I'm speaking in gibberish. My character only speaks in gibberish. I'm like, brilliant.
Fucking so stupid. Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to sit here and go through all of your shit, but that's so fucking... This is Adult Swim material. I swear to God. All right. Yeah, don't change anything. Just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually your genius will be recognized. All right, moving on.
Choose your destiny. Gum Gum Fortune Toss.
I have been chosen. Farewell, my friends. I go on to a better place.
Will it be cash or will it be trash? Another day, another pack. Okay, this is a big one. That's right, we're going base set. $140 a pack and rising.
How many fucking setups do you need? Okay, keep going.
This is OP01 Romance Dawn. This is the very first set that started the whole One Piece TCG. Wouldn't it be bonkers if we started off this brand new daily series with a manga Shanks, or maybe an alt art Roronoa Zoro leader, or...
These are not words. This is a joke. I fucking need to I need to understand this shit, man. Everybody says I need to start watching One Piece.
Nami? Let me know in the comments what pack you would like me to rip next. Hit that subscribe if you want to see if we make some cash or just burn it. And hit that like for a plus...
Jesus Christ, so much stuff.
1 luck on your future rips. Zoro. Oh no, you're lost. That's not the spot you're supposed to be in. Beppo. And an ulti. Another day, another pack.
No, God! That shit cost $137? That one pack cost... MK27. Yeah. That cost $137 fucking dollars?
Your destiny.
Okay, so... Oh, there's the numbers. Alright, so here's the deal. You have, like... Alright, so Pat Flynn, he's the Pocket Monsters guy, right? He has, like... I want to watch one of his just to get a good... Deep Pocket Monster. Just to get a good example. Because you're doing too much. You're definitely doing... I gotta do shorts, sorry. Deep Pocket Monster short. You're doing way too... Like, there's too much of a setup. You have, like, 10 different things to gamify it. And even your... Okay, you got cash or trash. Roll the dice, rip the pack. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the dice thing. There's extra stuff. Here's a meme. Cash or trash. Another day, another pack. There's another saying that you've got in there. Like, you've got all these things that are, like, meant to be branding, but it's too much. People don't understand what the fuck is going on.
$140 a pack and rising.
You have one that hit 70k. That was the first one going too much. Okay, let's see what that one did, because it might be... Well, it's very... Dude, it's clear. I mean, that... When I see this total, I immediately want to click that. And the amount of...
It's the God Pack! Oh my god! It's the God Pack!
Yeah, dude. This is already so much better because there's not so much bullshit going on. Not that one, but yeah, this still 85. There's only 2. Oh, number 85. Okay, I'll click it.
Gum Gum Fortune Toss. Okay, a 2. Looks like we'll be ripping a pack of OP10 today.
Okay. Think about what makes this one different.
At $10 a pack, will it be cash or will it be trash? Another day, another pack.
Well, there wasn't so much going on though. That one seemed like there was a lot less that happened. Let's do a comparison. Okay, all right. 2 things just happened. We got cash or trash at the top. Another day, another pack. We've got roll the dice, rip the pack. We've got a new set thing coming out, which are dice. And then you go to open it, but then now you're opening a pack, which is different. And then you have a bunch of packs changing. You understand what I mean by too much shit?
Gum Fortune
Now you're rolling
Toss.
a die.
Have been chosen.
Okay, now you show the die, but then you have a meme.
Farewell.
That was the first. I don't. Okay, I don't know. Just follow me here. You got too much shit going on, right? And if you kept up with this simplified version, where you've got cash or trash, another day, another pack, all right, and then you pull out the pack. Here's what it costs, and then you do 1, 1, 1, and I love how you show like 10 cents, 20 cents, whatever. As you keep pulling them, like that's all that people need. You don't need to spice it up any more than that because, dude, once it got to that point of the one that you submitted, then I was in. Then I'm like, okay, this is good. But all the shit that led up to it was like, I would have swiped away already. I didn't even get to the good part because, like, you primed me too much. You gave me too much shit to deal with. So, yeah, I would go back to this simplified version if I were you. That is primo. Okay. Hopefully that helps you. We've got 45 to get through, so I got to move on.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Can't do that. Okay. Okay, I missed what happened in the beginning. Can I make LaMelo's Dagger 3 that sealed the game? I think the biggest issue... One sec. It's the same format. Except this one's simpler, which is better. I would stop popping this shit up at the top and like don't overdo it with the memes and stuff. Just get to the meat here. Sorry, I'm going back to his because I saw him ask a question.
Gum Gum Fortune Toss.
I think this stuff is useless. I don't think that you need to gamify what already is the game. The game is, how much does this shit cost and will I get my money back? That's it. That's all you need. All this stuff that it's extra, right? All you're doing is you're delaying the value and people don't like that. They'll go somewhere else. So that's my opinion on it. And as evident by the ones that have succeeded before. But I think that this one being simpler is better, but the best one is the simplest one that we looked at, in my opinion. But I mean, do a couple, right? I just like, dude, this, roll the dice, rip the pack, cash or trash, another day, another pack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What makes you think I'm not gonna read all that? There's too much going on.
A 2. Looks like we'll be ripping a pack of OP10.
Also, dude, 14, 15 seconds before I even see a card, like that's the whole purpose of your channel, right? Why do I have to wait 15 seconds to get anything from you? Like, stop delaying the value, all right? Yeah, sorry to be so harsh. I don't mean to be. But I really do believe in your channel. I think you have something special, and I think the reason that it gets to me is because I have overthought myself into so many corners trying to do things that don't fucking matter, and like, just listen to me. Like, you have something special, don't overcomplicate it. All right. Recreating this, I think what would be really cool is if you could actually get the angle, like, something similar to what they've got. I mean, I know it's going to be impossible to get that far away, but it's to line it up the same way. Can I make the same shot that he made? I know it is technically the same shot, like distance and everything, but yeah, make it easier for the viewer to compare. That way they don't have to like try to understand this, right? Because the more you make us read, the more we're gonna swipe. Let me take a look at the others just to see if is it Javi Buckets? Yeah, okay. I just want to see any of the others that worked for you. Oh, look at that shot! Dude, I think that, okay, so it's cool and all. By the way, that, keep in mind the amount of text that you make somebody read, like, increases the chance that they're going to swipe away. What makes this super special, I think, is the thumbnail. It's the very first thing I saw that I'm like, ooh, I got to click to see what happened there. This is like, oh man, I can't remember the trick shot. Dude perfect. This is a dude perfect angle. That's what made me think of. So yeah, it's cool that you're gamifying this. I think for a shorts viewer, they'd want to see that a little more up close. From the 3, then you could like go in closer to the ball. But I understand that you're gamifying it, but I really think that your badass angle is strong. Also, you could just do your voice instead. I mean, can I make Kobe's incredible game-winning 3? Can I make this shot? Is so much easier to understand. And then you could actually do the Kobe's incredible 3 or whatever you want. Kobe's one leg. Oh, see, I didn't even know the one leg thing was what you were going for, because it's not as obvious unless you read the title, which nobody does for shorts. Yeah, try to simplify just a little bit more. I really love this angle, and dude, that would have been a cool shot too, to catch you midair for that thumbnail. But yeah, the angle, really creative, man. I understand why it did so well. Yeah, so the more you simplify, like you see how you do the text on the thumbnails, that's what I want to see in the shorts themselves. Can I make this same shot that Kobe made? That's all we need. And then we see you make it. And then cut it. As soon as you make it, that's it. That's all you need. And that would be like a 10-second video. And that will get you above the 30K jail. All right, moving on. Holy shit. Oh God, we got 50 now. I'm not. This one is Chief Edits, and it is stolen content. Not theirs, as you can see. Just looks like they did a CapCut template or something along those lines. Unless you are one of these actors or the director of this movie, I'd recommend deleting it. Moving on to trying to learn bikes. And yeah, sorry if that seems harsh, but it's just, that's what I call slop. It's not your content. What the fuck happened there? What was that? Oh my God.
Hey, everything looks good on paper, right? Wait a minute. What the hell? But some of us live in the real world. Because the world's not ink and paper. It's more like sun, asphalt.
It's so... I'm pissed, man, because it's so cool, but has nothing to do with with the value that you offer. Oh my God, that is so fucking creative.
Hey, everything looks good on paper, right? Wait a minute. What the hell? But some of us live in the real world. Because the world's not ink and paper. It's more like sun, asphalt.
So you had a really badass idea, and you did your best to connect it to your niche. Like, you're like, oh, you know, it'd be really cool if I did this thing with my camera. Now, how do I make it about bikes? And that is a really difficult thing to do, because I encourage being creative, but sometimes it clouds the clarity. And that is one of those things. It is so cool, but you're not a VFX guy. You know what I mean? You're
noise.
Anyway, let's see what this actually is about. This says the clock is ticking.
It's more like sun, asphalt, and noise. Out here, the road talks back, and the clock's always ticking. So quit reading about it and get out and ride before the sun goes down.
Okay, it does make sense, actually. Sorry, I spoke a little too early. The paper thing does make sense for that specific short, but the short doesn't make sense for the channel. And the reason I say that is because it's like a promo. It's like it's just like a promo or a commercial or something like that, where you would see a logo at the end. Holy shit. Wow. Where you'd see a logo at the end. Punk. Okay. All right. Yeah, it makes sense then. It's a promo for YouTube. It's a little difficult to. I don't think it serves a whole lot of purpose in the shorts feed, right? You got to think, what value am I giving to the shorts viewer? They want immediate entertainment or education, and they don't want to be advertised to. This is an ad for you, right? And so you didn't teach them anything. You didn't give them anything entertainment. You basically just said, look how fucking cool I am. And they're like, okay, cool. So while I do think it's really cool and it's a great ad, the place where it belongs is as a video trailer. And so it just doesn't belong in the shorts feed. That's it. But I think it's a really cool video trailer. If you had a way to turn that into a horizontal thing, it's perfect. As long as you could explain what you do in it somehow, I think it's fucking gold. I think it's a really cool video trailer. But yeah, that's the it's Cutthroat, man. By the way, that is a really cool thumbnail. Angle beats force. I don't know what it means, which is a problem, but it's a good looking thumbnail. Yeah, this is very, very specific. Man, these thumbnails are clean. I like it. What's your highest performer? Never struggle again. The drop center secret, how to use it. You missed the most important step. This could have been millions if I knew what the fuck you were talking about. The problem is I'm a layman, so I don't know what you're talking about. Unless drop center is like something related to a bike. If that's like... It is. It is related to a bike, isn't it? What is this? What is this about? Let's see.
Hey, watch this, and never, ever again will you struggle to change the tires on your dirt bike.
You're changing the tires on your dirt bike. Nowhere in your title or thumbnail does it say that. That's a problem. That's why that one didn't perform as well as it could have. And it's your best performer, but the easiest way to change a bike tire, like, dude, that's so obvious. Come on. I'm disappointed in you. And I get to say that because you're a really good creator. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's see here. I need to make sure this one's okay. Okay. That's why I did it. Because it's a freaking... Okay, let's move that one. All right, this says productive day in the life Lego YouTuber. Why does it seem you have more fingers than you should? At first, when I saw it, I'm like, man, this dude's got a lot of legs. Wake up 7 a.m., 7:10, Lego room. Admire Titanic. Build 8, 10... Okay, it doesn't really give the viewer much. If you were doing like the tape over the mouth, whatever that guy's name was, if that was like, if you were memeing on that, I could see the value in it because it was a trend. But this just doesn't give much to. You're a Lego YouTuber, so like teach us something or show us a build or something like that. This is not a blog, right? That's the vibe I'm feeling. Yeah. So hold on, let me get that one back because I can't improve on something that I don't think will work for your channel, but we can see Caught spending $217 on Lego. That's solid. I'm afraid to play the audio, so yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm not seeing a whole lot of building going on this channel. Okay, that's what I would recommend. I would recommend some actual Lego action going on. What is this one? Sorry, I'm rushing through now because there's a lot to get through. Looks like we've got some more stolen content, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it's not. Let's see.
You can't help how your body responds. I was nervous. There's plenty of players out here who are nervous. They're feeling the pressure much more than I am. I know I'm ready.
98, I'm not so sure. Yeah. Yep, I'm not gonna do anything on this one. It doesn't seem like. Yep, I'm not doing it. Moving on. To the next one.
A doctor inserts a tiny balloon into the
This one also might have to skip. Balloon up, sign up, plasty, look insane. All of these stolen from other creators. Let's see here. Yeah. All this stuff is stolen, so slop. Moving on. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to start to get disappointed in what this channel has to offer because I don't do that shit.
In an instant, it happened. The beans flew out the window and disappeared into the night. Off to bed, she shouted.
This is... I don't know what to expect on this one.
And no supper. Jack didn't argue. He went to his room, his stomach empty, his heart even heavier, alone in the dark.
Day 12. Day 12, day 13, day 11.
Magic beans?
Okay. All right. So I can see what this... It's like you're telling the story in a sequence, but this isn't the place for shorts, right? So what I would do is I would put these together. I think even as you switch to the next part, you could even do the page turn and then like start coloring again. And if you have to stop midday or something like that, just stop, like do the page turn and then stop recording. Then the next day, put the page back and then start recording and do the page turn again. And as the page is moving, you can do the cut right there. Nobody would ever notice. But I would do these as long form. So I would just do it per story because this just won't work for shorts. People want to come back not to so much episodic stuff as like individual pieces of entertaining content. And I love the approach that you're doing. I'm just being straight up with you. This just won't work in shorts. But it will work in long form. So that said, I hope that helps, man. Because yeah, there is value, especially like kids or parents that put on something for their kids. Like watching you color these images is like visually stimulating, and they get to listen to a story too. I think it's totally fine. So I would just make it long form, focus on that. I think the idea, pages 4 through 10. Why would you not do a whole... Oh, okay. So right here as, yeah. Okay, so you're not doing that for your long form. That I would start doing that. And also, don't worry about intros. Just like the book opens, there's the first one, the story starts. Don't worry about talking, anything like that. Parents won't put it on then. They'll be like, oh, who's this guy that I'm putting in front of my children? They won't do that, right? So that's my advice for you. All right, that was hand-drawn project. How's the presentation of the 30-day series? Yeah. So unfortunately, it's just not, it's not for shorts. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunate. All right, this next one. Let's see.
What if the evidence for a 2026 release of Half-Life 3 has been hiding in plain sight? Today,
I'm in. Let's fucking go.
what if the evidence...
Sorry, I had to refresh to actually show what's going on here.
A 2026 release of Half-Life 3 has been hiding in plain sight. Today we are making a case for one thing we all desperately want to believe. Half-Life 3 is coming. The latest wave of hopium started in late 2025 when Valve did something many...
Real quick, I hate to even stop it because I'm so interested in what you're gonna say, but this part, like, you've primed me to tell me the story, and then you told me what the short is about. Today we're making a case. That's long form shit. You ain't got to worry about that. Just jump into the story.
Case for one thing we all desperately want to believe.
We all want to believe it. Like, we already know. You don't have to tell us what we already know. Like, just get to it.
Half-Life 3 is coming. The latest wave of hopium started in late 2025 when Valve did something many thought they'd never do again. They announced a new Steam machine.
This is fucking sick, dude.
A new controller and a VR headset called Steam Frame. All hitting...
I really dig the audio and everything. I'm curious. This isn't going to look great on my phone, though, because everything... So... I tried to bring this up at least once. Let me throw the image on there. Give me a sec. I'll find it. Templates, overlays. Okay. We got the eye line. We got the caption line. All right. So let me just see where the caption thing is. That's where your caption should be, because anything under that is going to be the subscribe button. It's going to be the channel name. It's going to be the description, not description, but the title, and whatever else is bullshit YouTube puts down there. And the eye line is where I put the focus. So your box right here should just be pushed up where that eye line is. And that way, anything that you want the people to look at, put it in that box. That's really all I got to say. But yeah, the reason that you're not seeing the caption issue right now is because we're on desktop, so...
game exists, but that the reveal is supposedly tied directly to the hardware's fate. And that strategy should sound familiar. It's the exact playbook they ran for Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx was the system-selling monster game for the Valve Index.
Sorry, I did just see a comment. This is a long-form video. He put it as a short to advertise. Okay, now, I guess the beginning part makes sense why the... I mean, I'm not like, it does make sense why he would do the double priming or whatever, and why everything is widescreen. But yeah, if you're gonna do this widescreen and do everything else blurry, like, stick it up there. But outside of that, I would try to make something specific for shorts. I bet it would do a lot better. This had to do good though, because the topic is insane. Can we look here? What's it called? This 2026 Valve hardware move changes. So 18K. I think that's what it is. 18K. Yeah. All right. So honestly, if you made it short specific, like a piece for shorts, I think it would do a lot better. But yeah.
So why not announce it with the hardware? What if the...
Okay. Anyway, hopefully that helped a little bit. Got to move on. Let me move that eyeline caption thing off here. Oh my god. We're getting so many. Pranish! Finally. Get to talk about this thing. Pranish, one of my top students. At least that's what we've agreed on. This one is the latest one. I wanted to check it out and tear it apart a little bit because all of his are freaking killing. And I want to see if YouTube is taking a break for a second, if he just needs to continue uploading, or if there's something specifically about this one that it didn't blow up like the others. Let's see.
This guy was waiting for this car to back out to park on that spot. But as soon as the car backs out, a woman quickly drives in and takes the spot right in front of him. But the guy remained calm and patiently waited for the woman to enter the store. And when the woman gets in,
fucking Naruto run.
Then he lined his car up perfectly with hers and attaches a tow hook to the bumper and slowly pulled her car completely out of the space. And as he was about to remove the hook, he sees another car drive in and take the spot. This guy was waiting for this car to
Okay. I think that this one, like, I don't know if all of yours are like this or if I just haven't noticed, but this one is especially dizzying. Why? Like, it just seems like you're spinning me around constantly, and you are good enough to do the camera work. It does just seem like this one's rushed, but let me just see this one.
When this woman was walking down the street, she sees a homeless man sitting by the road, and as she got closer, she saw a sign that said, "Do not feed the homeless." Looking at the sign, she becomes super angry and rushes over to the nearest hot dog stand.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of camera movements going on in this one, but for some reason, it doesn't seem as, like, jarring. I'm able to follow this one a lot more. Maybe it's because it's the above, like, the top-down view that's got me so fucked up.
To back out to park on that spot. But as soon as the car backs out, a woman quickly drives in and takes the spot right in front of him. But the guy remained calm and patiently waited for—
Dude, I think it's because I have no, like, I have peripheral, I have the side vision on the other one, and I don't have so much trouble knowing where to look next. But this one, it's taking me somewhere, and then it fucking throws me that way. And I think that that's a big issue with this. Also, like, let's be honest, the payoff on this one isn't as strong as your others. Now, people get to the payoff because it's Pranish, but, like, people watch twice sometimes on Pranish videos, whereas this one, I don't think I would have watched twice. I would have just been like, haha, and moved on. So, dude, that could be it. It's kind of short. But none of these... This still doesn't explain why it's not doing at least 30,000.
For the woman to enter the store. And when the woman gets in, he lined his car up perfectly.
Yeah, and you see, like, you put me back and we go 360 again. I mean, those are the things that I would point out about it. Honestly, dude, I would make your next one, and I bet you this one will pop up. I mean, this just happened with Pixel Beef too, where they had one where it's going super slow. And most of us know that something has happened with shorts in, like, the past couple weeks where it's been very erratic on how things perform. A lot of people will say, you know, it started on December 17th, everybody got shadow banned, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to say that things are a bit unpredictable right now. They will get to being more predictable because the fact is YouTube is pushing shorts more than any other type of content. You can't go on YouTube and say, show me fewer shorts, then close Chrome and reopen it and not have shorts there again. They're everywhere. Dude, look at this. Hold on. I noticed this today. So there's a short shelf right here on the side of a long form, and I scrolled through the suggestions, and wouldn't you know it, another short shelf. What the fuck? They're everywhere, dude. It's seriously, YouTube is, like, pushing them as much as possible. And I was talking to Dan about this. Yes, actually, it was after our stream. I was talking to Dan and Jen about this. I said, my theory is that YouTube knows how addicting shorts are, that we all kind of hate it, but at the same time, when we start watching one, we can't stop. And so that's why they show you, like, the best looking ones up front, and then they'll start serving you stolen content and slop and everything once you're already in there. Because when you see a Marvel clip come up, you know they don't have the rights to use it. But it's like, oh, well, I forgot what happened to Spider-Man, so I'm going to watch it anyway. Even though I hate that they stole the clip and they put it through some CapCut bullshit. Like, yeah, still. My life is shorts. Yeah, dude, I fucking hate shorts. I really wish shorts never came about, but I'm good at them, right? And I want to help everybody else. Like, my goal is to make the shorts feed not suck ass. And right now, it sucks so much ass that it's given me a will to live. So, let's move on. Pranish, I hope that helped a little bit. Jace, I already helped you. I gotta skip that one. Let's, do this now.
You want to hear something really fast?
Unless this is a lot like mine, it's stolen, right? No, wait, maybe it's not. Hold on, let's see.
You want to hear something really fascinating?
Sure. There's a whole realm of little machining marks that exist.
So, unless you're Joe Rogan, I don't think yeah, this is not your content. Moving on. Hi, Joe. Crazy to see you in this stream. This one did it differently. Looks like most of these... I'll give one a chance.
This is Shane, and people literally call him the human garbage disposal.
Yeah, unless you're Shane, this is not your content. Moving on.
Finding the right words to use for this song.
Damn, I got immediately lost in whatever was going on. I forgot to mute it. Damn. It might be Joe Rogan. Maybe. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, I don't know if that would be cool. I really don't. Okay, turning my profile picture into a drawing. This is cool. I like it. I think it's whoa, interesting. You color in your hands? I think it's really wholesome, but draw some, like, if you're wanting to grow in the shorts feed just a bit more, like, draw things that are recognizable to people. Show them the process of what you're drawing, that sort of stuff. You drawing your own profile picture, I think it only means something to you, right? And so that's okay though, because this is you just kind of experimenting and finding what works for you. And that's why we do YouTube. That's the whole point of this. But if you're looking to grow, just try things that people recognize, that people are already invested into. And once you do that and you're like, hey, I really like how you drew anime character. Hold on. Hello Kitty. Yeah, Hello Kitty. I really love how you drew Hello Kitty, or you came up with your own style and you showed me how to draw it that way. Like, you start to build that community. And honestly, that's like the only thing I could think to do here. That, and see which drawing trends are happening. Like, roll over to, let me just show you what I do for some of the people that I coach. You can look up drawing trends and see how you would do one in your own style. Let's do drawing challenge. And then we want to look for a top down, because it doesn't seem like you want to be showing your face or anything like that. Here, this is interesting. So, a sketch of Jules. Okay, maybe you're not so like, I have to do this realistic type of drawing, but you start out with like something funny and then you turn it into something else, just showcasing your creativity. 13 days of learning how to draw, like a compilation. There's so many things that you can find in Instagram that just give you an idea of how to go about making a piece of content, and then you just do your own version of it. And that's usually how I get new creators started in whatever field they want to do. All right. Hopefully that helped you a little bit. I think it's really wholesome, and you should definitely keep going. Joe DiMaggio. Why does that name sound familiar? Okay. It's not Joe DiMaggio.
At first, it seems why don't the animatronics just run? At first, it seems obvious. If they did, the night would end instantly. We wouldn't even have a chance to react. No cameras, no doors, no power management. But look closer. The game doesn't need them to rush. Every step they take is measured. Every pause is deliberate. Slow movement isn't a flaw. It's a design choice. It forces the player to make decisions. Every camera check, every door click, every sound becomes meaningful. If you waste power too quickly, the office goes dark. If you ignore a hallway, an animatronic can slip by. Even a single second of hesitation can be fatal. The animatronics walk, not run, because survival isn't about speed. It's about how you manage the system. Each move they make.
I think it's fine. Honestly,
Why don't the animatronics just run?
I think the way that this is done, dude, sometimes I'll find a piece of content and it's obvious that the bottleneck is the idea itself. I think that this is that. Really, I just think that this is one of those situations where it's interesting enough, but it's not like mind-blowingly interesting. And so I think that that's the bottleneck. I think that's why this didn't perform as high as maybe you'd want it to. Let's see, where is the best place to hide? See, that's a much better topic, and therefore it performed better. I don't think that your format is holding you back at all. Honestly, that said, I don't think I have much to offer. I just think find ideas that you think are really interesting, and some of them are gonna hit, some of them are gonna flop, and just keep it up, man. There's nothing that immediately pops out to me as something that you need to fix. Okay? Hopefully that helps a little bit. I could go into it more and more, but I got so many people to help, and you seem like you're well off already, so let's just keep moving.
All right, I'm gonna order some food. What does everyone want?
Ooh, how about we get a big pepperoni pizza to share?
I was into it until whatever happened. Like, okay, so, man, this just created a very unpleasant, like, the viewer is not satisfied at the end of this. At first I'm thinking, all right, so we've got a story happening, you're about to show me like a skit or something, and then you interrupt it. I would recommend finishing the story. Moving on.
There was a huge
Okay.
line at the supermarket, and the guy at the end of the line asked the First Lady loudly, "Hey, if you let me pay first, I will pay for all your groceries." The lady said, "Really? Let's do it." So they swapped places and
I love the way that their mouths move. It is just like, don't ever make it accurate. Like, just, really? Let's do it.
she set
So
her items
good.
aside. The cashier told him, "Sir, are you going to pay for her orders?" And he said, "Yes, but charge them separately." The cashier said, "Oh, you're so sweet. All right, let's start with your orders." When the
Dude, I can see where this is going. So, well, let's finish it first.
cashier charged only his orders, he took his receipt and left the store without paying for the lady's order. There was a huge line.
All right, so the punchline wasn't as powerful as if you had just said, like, he said quietly, wait, what did she say to him? What did the cashier say?
But charge them separately. Told him, "Sir, are you going to pay for her orders?" The cashier told him,
I would have not made the cashier know, and then she's like, "Oh, I would have tried to find a way to where the guy is like, yeah, but damn it, how would you go about doing that? Like, not let the cashier know that you were gonna pay and then just leave ahead of time? Because when you said yeah, but charge him separately, I thought that was the punchline, and then that was the end of it. So yeah, if you could have just like made that a little more concise at the end, I think it would have been awesome. Other than that, I think everything went well. The eye line was kept up. Everything that I want to be looking at is in that spot. Like, it's honestly pretty solid. Captions are, oh wait, I got this misaligned here. But yeah, captions are there. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. Let's move on.
Me and my...
Okay, what just happened?
If you've done the research,
why did it why did it do this? It popped up with Travis's face. All right.
Me and my cousin, we went out taking down tree stands. We went to the property.
I can't give this one, I'm sorry, I can't give this one much advice because it's a fan channel. It's not a specific, I don't know if you have the permission to use his content or not. I don't own any of his content and will never claim because it belongs to him. I mean, if you had permission, you probably wouldn't say that either. But anyway, I can't say much about this. I'm sorry. Normally, I would call it out as slop, but since it's a specific fan channel, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm sorry. I just don't help stuff like this. It is... I apologize. Okay. What is this? Basically, I want people to create their own content. That's like what I'm trying to get people to do. And so there are plenty of channels out there that will give you advice and help you with better editing and stuff like that. I'm just not one of them. What the fuck is going on? What is this? Oh, it's Roblox. Oh my god. Okay, how it be with your build mode maps? Okay, if you're gonna do like a hour 1, hour 20 thing with Roblox, I'd recommend checking out a different format, like how a successful format is done with hour 1 and hour 20. This is just, it was difficult for me to understand because I didn't know it was Roblox first, but this seems like it should be a picture. You know what I mean? Like you got the simple and then you got the complicated, but then even on hour 20, it just looked like you did work. And so I didn't know if there was, it feels like there should be a punchline, but there's no punchline. You know what I mean? So that's, hopefully that helps you a little bit. Yeah, because it's just, overall, it's just confusing to somebody that, a layman that just comes into this content and is like, I don't know, you know? Yeah, sorry. Moving on. We've got Retro Unhinged. Absolutely fucking not. Tarek.
He was walking when he saw a little girl lying on the ground, but as he steps towards her to help, suddenly something gets in his way. This little girl is so close to death that there's no way the vulture is leaving. That's when the man has an idea. He grabs his camera and takes one of the most famous photos ever taken. The man's picture, it wins several awards, but there's a big problem. People can't help but ask, why didn't you help the child? The blame and the guilt followed him everywhere. Eventually, not long after he takes the photo, he decides to end it all. He was walking when he saw a little girl lying on the ground, but...
Tarek, I got some... I'm gonna skip this one because I'm gonna DM you the things I gotta say about it. Since we did this during your coaching session, we were like working on the writing. So yeah, if you're watching right now, I'll DM you as soon as this stream gets done, okay? This person says, how do I get out of view jail?
If you stay in one of these rooms for 1 hour, Microsoft will give you $5 million. But one room absorbs all the sound it measures, minus 20.
I don't... Yeah, that's definitely not true. I was like, what the fuck? I had to look it up. There's no way that that's true.
If you stay in one of these rooms for 1 hour, Microsoft will give you $5 million.
That's ridiculous. It was the first thing I'm like, no. I mean, Ryan Trahan got $1 million.
But one room absorbs all the sound it measures, minus 20.35 decibels, called anechoic chamber. While the...
Yeah, honestly, if you're gonna do something about this, I wouldn't use any other creator's content. This is like right on the line where I won't even review it because you're using so much that you don't own. But I will say that there are plenty of copyright free, like public domain pieces of footage about the Quiet Room that you could use. There are images that are public domain that you could use, or you could even pay Adobe Stock or Envato to actually get stuff that you are allowed to use. But using everybody else's content that covered this specific topic, like Ryan and this guy, I can't remember his name. I wanted to say Brain Labs, Action Labs. Yeah, no.
The noise never.
Not cool. Not cool. So if you used stuff that you were allowed to use, let's go with that, because this isn't transformative of their content. This is your own piece of content. So technically it's okay as far as transformative goes, but it being your own content, any one of these people could be like, you're not doing anything transformative of my content. You're using my content as B-roll for your content, and I didn't give you permission or a license to use it. So it's a totally different thing, but yeah, using these I'd recommend against. That said, you're also not giving any new information off of what they said in theirs. So that's like another negative thing to using their content. Yeah, so that's my tip for you. Find stuff that you can use and then say what you want to say. Say what you want.
Skate 4 has lost 90%.
Alright, this one is Skate.
Its players, and here's why. Number one, Skate 4 has lost 90% of its players, and here's why. Way too cartoon-like. I mean, look at these characters. They don't look good.
I hope this is public domain.
There's no natural slopes like places from Skate 3. You know it's bad when the map from 3 years ago was actually better than the full.
Okay, this one, I see potential in this, especially because, like, you actually have information that's genuinely interesting. One thing that I would stop is, like, I would put you more half and half, because you have text going over other text. I don't know if that's like the names of moves or whatever, but it's like cluttered visually, right? The text is in a fine enough spot, but because there's text behind it, it's like, it's just weird, right? If you put that text over something flat, it's going to look a lot better than extra text behind there, even if you do use a drop shadow and a stroke. So that said, I would also like get better lighting in your room, maybe clean it, like dude, even if you have nowhere else to film, hang a blanket behind you. Like, that's what I did when I was in Germany. I would just hang a blanket behind me, and I think I can actually show you what that looked like so you can understand. It's fine. Because I want to see it too. And so I would hang, like, what was behind me wasn't that great. I do kind of want to see the comparison though. Let's go way back. Oh, we can, actually. We can see that comparison. So, these 5 things made YouTube my job. This was like the very first video I did. Okay, so I'm here. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, that was just a blanket that I hung behind me. It kind of looks like a curtain, but to get the light that I wanted, and I wanted it to look somewhat professional, I had like one little square light. I think it was like I don't know. It definitely wasn't anything expensive. I think it was like $10 or $15. And then I had the glow from my monitors, and that's really it. So I'm here editing, and then what I was actually hiding behind me was this, which I can show you right here. And that is after I finally got it cleaned up, and I was able to actually put a light in there, but still it was cluttered behind me. And so those are 2 options. I would just recommend cleaning it up, and if you can't get rid of the shit behind you, hang a curtain or something. And then, of course, brighten yourself up. That way, since you're featuring yourself on camera, you might as well be visible, and it's difficult to actually see you in this, especially when you have the contrast to Skate 3 footage and then and you're so dark. Just, yeah. And then, of course, you can brighten yourself up in whatever editing program you use. All right. Real quick, I gotta ban this dude. All right. Yeah. Guys, don't like tag me over and over. Like, just submit the shit and I'll try to get to it. Jesus. All right. By the way, the person that was submitting over and over, I know you can still watch, but nobody can see your messages anymore because I hid you from the channel. That's what happens. All right. Moving on to this one. This one is Lore Legends.
In his early years, Bruce trained under a legendary marksman named Luca Jungo, alongside his closest friend, Anton. From day one, Bruce hated it. Every gunshot echoed the night his parents were killed. Still, he trained, week after week.
I don't know where I sit on this one, guys. I am vehemently against using copywritten stuff, but I don't know if this crosses that line because it's not video. This one's really fucking confusing. I think it's really cool. I think honestly this is super cool. I don't know how like huge it's gonna be on shorts just because it's a comic. If there was a way you could animate it or whatever, yeah, I think it's very, very cool what you're doing, even to shine light on the comic industry, because like, who are they hurting in this circumstance? I don't know. Are people not buying the comics when they can see these little clips on the shorts? I don't know. That's a gray area for me. That said, I really like it. I don't know. I would use your own voice personally if it at least add something a little more to not get in trouble, if that's what you're gonna do. You're explaining this thing. I don't know. This one's odd for me. Because like when people do this for movies, I'm not cool with it, right? If they're like explaining a movie in their way and adding zero input, no opinions whatsoever, not telling any facts, just saying this is how the story is, like they will argue against me that that's transformative, and I don't believe it is. But like all they had to do was add a little bit of commentary, give an opinion. Like that's value, right? So I can't touch this one. The comic shorts tend to do really well when they use smart zooms, ton of sound effects to depict the scene. That you could do, sound effects, even put VFX over it, like spice it up. That makes it transformative. That makes it totally good. And honestly, I think it would perform better too. So it's Adam. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, that's a really, really good call. Because right now it's just like, it's just using its images, which is, yeah, it's iffy, right? All right, so that said, hopefully that helps you a little bit. I do think it's got a lot of potential. Do what it's Adam says, and my recommendation is to actually use your voice if that's not your voice, which I don't think it is. All right, moving on to...
This is Brazil's most...
Ooh. I love when I see original content.
Sophisticated scam and how locals will rob you if you're not careful.
First of all, I thought it was original. Then I thought it wasn't original because I didn't see the mouth matching. And then I looked at the profile picture and I'm like, okay, it is original. It's just a voiceover.
Rivers in the Amazon are gorgeous, and locals know this. So when you ask to take a look from their house, they will say yes.
Posso ver el rio de sua casa?
At first,
sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Great.
I have to go
This
back.
is Brazil's most sophisticated scam and how locals will rob you if you're not careful.
Okay, first of all, you need to show the scam. Show the people anything that says this scam or whatever, you need to present the scam to me. Show me visually what scam you're talking about, unless this dude, who I assume is you, is the scammer. At which point, you're already doing it. So, yeah. Yeah, I know it's original now.
The rivers in the
guys, don't get caught in the what's transformative, what's not. There are plenty of things that will get approved for monetization, and then we'll get shit canned on monetization once things get more acclimated to what is and isn't transformative. All I'm saying is do your best to add a little bit more. That's it. I'm not saying it is or it isn't when it comes to the comics, but just a little bit more and you're golden anyway. Okay?
Amazon are gorgeous, and locals know this. So when you ask to take a look from their house, they will say yes.
Posso ver el rio? ¿De su casa?
At first, everything seems great. You get an epic vantage point, soak in the view, and you're on your way. But then it starts raining, and you seek shelter. So they let you into their house, but they are suspiciously friendly.
Am I not following this? It seems like you're asking them for a shitload of favors.
And here's the part where they rob you. The rain finally stops, but before you go, you exchange numbers, they tell you to come back.
Sim, muito obrigado.
And all of a sudden, you have a wonderful Brazilian family to visit in the middle of the Amazon, and you've been robbed of ever wanting to attach stigma to this country again.
Dude. Bad move. That's fucking bait. You baited. You're a baiter. This situation, it's funny and it's clever, but no one will ever take your shit seriously after this one, right? And so you got to be real careful about how you do that. This is bait, unfortunately. It's not clickbait. It would be clickbait if you would like package it in. If it showed up in the shorts feed or on the short shelf and I clicked it, it's clickbait. All right, and that's not good. So yeah, fucking bait. And it took so long to get to it. So I just think about the viewer satisfaction. And at the end of this, I was sitting here thinking, where's the scam? Where's the scam? Are these people scamming you? You're asking them for a shitload of stuff. And at the end of it, I'm like, I'm never watching this guy again, right? Or if this guy pops up again, I probably won't give it the time of day. So keep that in mind, all right? Keep that in mind. They might be dangerous, but it's technically incorrect what you said, right? You jerk. Okay, let's move on. I do like your content though. Okay, I do like it. Just like be less clever. Cool.
This SCP-593.
I thought he was gonna get robbed too, for real. I'm looking for toxicity, not wholesome. Oh my god, for real. What is this fucking wholesome shit? I want hatred. I want to hate the Amazon.
Hired Roblox game had us screaming.
When did Mikey die? Oh my god!
No.
What the fuck is happening?
Push it out, push it out.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, close the door.
No, I'm out. I'm out.
No,
Remy, you gotta leave.
I'm dead.
This SCP Five Nights at Freddy's inspired Roblox game had us screaming.
When did Mikey die?
Okay, honestly, dude, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just like they robbed my heart, dude. Oh my god. Please join the Discord. All right, yeah, this one's just like it's an inside joke, bro. Like I enjoy it. I think it's fine that you guys had fun. I don't care that you had fun. I'm not having fun with you. And so you'll see that reflected in how your content performs. Think about the value that you're offering the viewer. Like, this isn't entertaining to anybody but you, right? And so it's just like a you had to be there kind of moment. And so when you think about examples where this does happen and you do enjoy it, it's because those people built themselves up over time. Let's say Dream or whatever. Like, when Dream first started, nobody was watching him and his dudes have a blast because, like, nobody knew who he was. It was a reputation thing that built up over time. So the way to do that on YouTube is to start with offering value that all viewers can take, and that can either be through, like, something universally entertaining, like a joke or a story, or you could offer education, which I don't see this very educational, so you might want to go with the entertainment route. But yeah, that's that. Guys, I hate to do it, but I gotta roll. It's past time. I gotta help my wife with some stuff. So I had a lot of fun, but I will be doing this every Wednesday, but since so many people turned up, we had 80 responses. I'm gonna try to get back on Friday, and maybe we can do this like 3 times a week. And For those that were interested in the 3D stuff, there's like a link to the course down there. You can also book me for coaching if you got the time for it. But what is free is the Discord. Join the Discord. I try to help as many people in there as I can outside of the randoms on Reddit. So yeah, just join the Discord, discord.gg/John Scott. It should be in there in the description, the Discord link in the description. Yeah. And Scale Train, you know it's not only shorts in there, but yeah. All right, y'all. Take care now. Take care now.